Hello my friends, welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to talk about PCOS. I have had a couple of close friends of mine ask if my PCOS has actually resolved or if some of the symptoms have calmed down. And I just wanted to share that with you guys because I think that is a huge thing, especially, PCOS was a huge factor in me getting the surgery. I wanted a lot of the side effects from PCOS to just calm down. And so being 5 months post-op, there are a couple of things that have already resolved, and there are a couple of things that have not yet resolved. So it's like I'm right in the middle. I do feel things are getting better, so I'm just gonna touch on all of it. And then maybe at the end of the year, I will do a follow-up video to let you know what definitely has resolved in that full span of a year. Okay, so I'm just gonna tell you some of the things that I struggled with having PCOS and where I'm at in that process of it going away. So the first one is Hirsutism, and that is basically growing hair in unwanted locations. So I did take a medication for that called spironolactone, and that was to help me with high blood pressure, which is another side effect of PCOS, and the hirsutism. So it just kind of slowed down the hair growth process. It eliminated some of the male pattern baldness, and it also kind of helped me with the blood pressure. But I would say because of the blood pressure issue, I was about 3 days post-op when I realized my blood pressure was already becoming very low. So I could no longer take that medication, which means I had to wax my face a lot more. And that is not fun. So the hirsutism didn't actually slow down till probably month 2, where I really started noticing I don't have to wax as much. And for me, I get it along my neck, I get a little mustachio, I get some long areas over here. Where else? I can get them on my chest. It's annoying and it's very high maintenance. I really loathe having to wax so much. So that has actually slowed down. And so far, I feel it's getting better and better as time goes on. So I don't know what it's gonna look like in a year. I assume right now that it's gonna look really, really good. So I think what is needing to grow back is growing back, and then what's needing to kind of calm down is really trying to calm down. Another thing that I suffer from is cystic acne. And it is like boils on your, I usually get them around here because it's a little hormonal. So I'll usually get them around my chin. I can get them on my chest and it's extremely painful. There's a couple of friends that I know get them in other areas. And oh gosh, I know that they can get really, really bad. And you guys, since then, I have not had a big cyst. I've had pimples here and there, hormonal little pimples along my face, but nothing on my chest like I would normally, or my back. And just calm my skin down, and that has felt really, really good. So first month, no cystic acne. Another thing I suffer from is insulin resistance, and that is the biggest part of me getting the surgery. Was the insulin. You're managing your blood sugar, it can get out of control, and that's what got me here. So right now I normally run in the 70s, and then for my A1C I am running in the low 5s, which I am excited. No more crazy numbers. We are working our way down, and it feels really, really good. So definitely notice my glucose started going down to a normal range within the first month. I noticed in like insane numbers, where normally I was going into like the high 100s, 200s, and I have not had that in months and months and months and months. So I would say within the first month I started to notice that. I would really like the first couple of weeks, because you're on that crazy little liquid diet, so you are getting a chance to just reset your metabolism. And that is super helpful if you suffer from insulin resistance, is really sticking to that way of eating in the first month, so that your body and your metabolism can have that, can benefit from that reset. So another thing I suffered from is dark spots. I would get dark spots around like a ring around my neck. It is not nearly like it was before. It was super dark. And I remember a time in my life where it got pretty brown. And I would hate to show my neck. I would always just put my hair down and cover it because it was embarrassing. And I never really knew what it was from until I got my diagnosis of PCOS, and they explained the ring around the neck. You can also get it on your elbows. You can get it in your inner thighs. You can get it anywhere. It's just this pigmentation throughout your body. I would also get it on my elbows too, but look, there's nothing. Like, yeah, I'm brown, but it's not like that. Month 3, it became real apparent that the discoloration was going away. So clearly other things as far as the insulin resistance goes, that's working itself out because it's showing in my skin. And I know for a fact it wouldn't have. So that is really cool. Also, high blood pressure. That is something, guys, that I've struggled with for so freaking long. Like, every doctor's always just freaked out by my blood pressure and my pulse. For some reason, my pulse would be crazy high. Like, my resting pulse would be like 101, 110. And the doctors would be like, why in the whole world is your pulse so high? Even when I went in for my post-op for VSG, my doctor was like, how long have you been here? And I said, I don't know, about like, I was waiting for you for about 10 minutes. And he's like, you should be relaxed by now. And I'm like, I am relaxed. And he says, why is your pulse like 110? And I said, oh, that's good. It's usually like higher than that. So he got kind of freaked out, but I understood his concern. Like the first couple of weeks, I needed to get off of my blood pressure medication because my blood pressure was normal, and the spironolactone was making it even more low. So I talked to my primary care, and he said, don't take it anymore. You're good. Just monitor your blood pressure. Ever since then, my blood pressure has been like perfect, you guys. Like, it would be like 115/82. It's amazing, and it's never been like that. And my pulse, my resting pulse, would be like in the 60s. And normally, like I said, it would be 110. So by the time, month 3 came, I was fine. My resting heart rate is back to a normal range. My blood pressure's back to a normal range. So those were a couple of things that were affecting me. Also, fertility issues. I did mention this in a couple of videos. I did have fertility issues with it. I don't know if I can have a baby now. I can say for sure that my cycles have regulated, but as soon as they started regulating, I did get a implant in my arm. And that's called the Nexplanon. So I have that, and my doctor told me it would either give me periods or it would make my periods completely stop. She had it for, I think she said 5 years, and she never got her period. And as soon as I got it and got acclimated to it, my periods stopped. So I believe the surgery was trying to get those hormones under control, but I can't really give a good response to if it's actually helping my hormones. One, because I haven't got my hormones checked. I do need to get those labs drawn because I am super curious how my testosterone is. That was the major cause for a lot of issues. My blood pressure being high, my hirsutism getting crazy, my fertility issues and not being able to ovulate. So high testosterone is just no bueno. So I'm really curious to see if that's went down, but I'll keep you posted on those when I actually get those labs drawn. That brings us to weight loss and how hard it is to lose weight when you have PCOS. When I felt like I would eat really well, I would eat very little, and I still feel like I gain weight, or I would lose weight and then a couple of months, weeks later, I smell food and I'm gaining weight. Like, it just seemed like it was just a constant battle, and I'd have to go super extreme in order to get the scale to move at all. And that is not the case. That is not the case since VSG. Now, like I was mentioning earlier, taking advantage of that metabolic reset and giving yourself time to adjust to this new lifestyle, this new diet that's coming in. And it's perfect that it comes in stages, because I really feel that it just kind of threw my PCOS for a loop. Normally, like, I would have to extreme diet or extreme workout, and I'd get very little results. And here it's been a slow, steady way to get my body to respond the way it should to exercise, to eating, and to the weight loss. So I would definitely say that VSG has helped aid in that weight loss. And I was a little afraid, thinking, you know, because I have PCOS, I wasn't going to lose the amount of weight that I really wanted and needed to lose. And like, you drop it, you really do. If you follow everything and you pay attention to the stages that they're telling you to enter into your diet, taking your time to go through each of those stages, it really, really helps you if you have PCOS. I still see progress, I still lose weight, so it's been really good. That is a tricky thing though. It's really tricky when you are going into VSG and you have the diagnosis of PCOS. You feel like you've tried everything already and that nothing ever will work and nothing works. But this is very different. You go in the stages that they are requiring you to go in. It turns everything. It really does. It resets a lot of these issues. And because of getting your insulin resistance under control, because of getting your high blood pressure under control, it just becomes a little easier for you to be able to focus on that weight loss and for it to actually happen. So it's not just, I have PCOS, I can't lose weight. It's because you have PCOS, you have insulin resistance, you have high blood pressure, and it's resulting in you not losing weight. So when you correct these other things, the weight loss does happen and it does stay. I have not had an issue. I have not had a month where I did not see progress. I've said this before and I will say it again. I always see progress every single month since surgery. It might not be on the scale, but it definitely does happen in the clothing. So those are a couple of things, you guys, that have regulated themselves, and there's a couple of things that are just still on the way out, like the hirsutism. I still have the hair, and the dark spots, they're getting lighter and lighter. I will let you know more about the actual hormonal part of it when I get those results. But that is all I have, you guys. I just wanted to get this out there. I get a lot of questions on Instagram, on YouTube, and from my personal friends just wanting to know, how is PCOS now that you've had VSG? And well, I see every month something is definitely changing and improving. Now, nothing has gotten worse. I can definitely say that. So, hope that was helpful. If you have any questions about PCOS, if I didn't touch on anything, if you struggle with PCOS, you just want to share something that has improved since your surgery, let me know in the comments. Also, we'll do a video probably closer to that year. So, if you have anything to add to it, let me know so I can keep that on my radar. But that is all I have, guys. I will see you. Bye-bye.